Alrighty, hello and welcome to our first ever interview with Tangible Tunes. Today we are interviewing Isaac, an artist from Pedro, Ohio. He currently has 74 monthly listeners on Spotify, and we're really excited to help introduce more people to the heart behind his music. Everything Isaac creates is rooted in the trials, tribulations, and triumphs of real life, and we're so excited to get to know more about his story, his creative processes, and what he's working on next. Isaac, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
And then, so just tell us a little more about yourself.
I started making music pretty young. I was in band for a little bit. I played the saxophone.
Heck
So
yeah.
I've always kind of been around music. And I started really getting into it with my brother. He made a lot of music, like burn CDs, stuff like that.
Nice.
And once he kind of got me into it, I started like writing my own stuff when I was like 15, 16. And I went through the SoundCloud rapper phase, as
Nice.
one
Gotcha.
does. I feel like everyone's got to go through that at some
Yep.
point.
I would
But once
agree.
I finished that up, I kind of found my own sound. I've always loved like indie type music,
Nice.
um, like Malcolm Todd, Dominic Fike, two of my favorite artists. So I try to base my music around that kind of sound. I always love Mac Miller too. I like
Awesome.
the way he writes music is beautiful.
And then, what would you say you hope for people to feel when they listen to your music?
I'd hope they feel kind of what I feel writing it. Just any sort of connection. If they relate to it. I like, expressing myself in my music, because I've never really been good at, talking out things and talking to people about stuff. So music's kind of helped me express that. And I just hope when they listen to it, maybe if they're going through something similar, they can hear it and be like, oh, like I'm not alone. Like I'm going through this too. And like, so is he. And like, he can put it out there. So like, why can't I? Just a big thing for me is, expressing yourself, and I want everyone to feel like they can do that listening to my music.
Yeah. I'm
That's
very
awesome.
glad you had that statement in the sense of not being able to express yourself fully all the time. And so many people share that or the belief in the music being an escape, the ability to express yourself. And I share in that sentiment with you. So I appreciate that.
Definitely.
That's
Um,
great.
and so we've heard your newest track, unreleased track, All In, and we love it. Can you tell us about what inspired that?
So I've actually been writing that song for give or take 2 years. I started writing it after a breakup, um, and I kind of, put some bits and pieces together, and I couldn't find a beat for it. It's just nothing felt right, so I put it on the shelf. I didn't make music for probably 6 months. I just did, some healing and stuff like that, and I got back to it, and I started writing it again about 6 months ago,
Nice.
and I found a beat finally, but I hadn't wrote the hook yet, and it was mainly because I hadn't come to terms with everything that happened. Like I wasn't at peace with everything that happened. I just kind of, pushed myself, told myself I was okay, didn't really let anything out. And then I started writing the hook and I realized that like I wasn't okay, like I wasn't at terms with what had happened. And that was fine, like everyone goes through that. And then I wrote that hook and I kind of felt like I felt at peace with it. Like I had finally come to terms with what had happened, and I was super excited. It's probably my favorite song that I've ever wrote. I'm probably the most proud of it. That's why I'm trying to get it out there and promote it as best as I can because super personal to me. It took 2 years to write, and I'm really excited for everyone to hear the full version.
Yeah.
Nice. I can definitely relate to that too, because I have a few songs that like I have not touched in 5 years, and I'm just like I don't have like the right momentum for it. So like that being said, like what's the hardest part of making music for you and how do you manage to like push through that? And do you have like a piece of advice for people in the same sort of struggle?
I'd really say just the whole process of writing music in general is hard for sure, but the hardest part for me is like finding the right way to express it because I deal with a lot of emotions. There's a lot that goes into music, and it's just you want to find the right way to get that out there and the right way to show people that. And it's pretty hard, especially when it comes to music. Like you said, like you just might not be in the right headspace to finish a song, and you got to wait 5 years. But I definitely say just kind of sitting down and trying to figure out what you want to put out there, what you want to put into the song. And sometimes I'll write an entire song and I'll just scrap it because the next day it feels wrong. Like it doesn't feel like that's what I want people to hear what I want people to like think about me or whatever. But I just say just the writing process in general. It's definitely hard.
For sure. Totally relate to that.
Yes. Um, so I would say music comes with a lot of pride. Every time I've written a song or just even bits and pieces of a song, I could feel very prideful of that. What would you say your proudest moment as an artist has been?
I'd say releasing a song with my brother. Um,
Nice.
Sweet.
like I said, he got me into music. He started ever like I mean I remember he'd have burned CDs with like Matchbox 20, the Red Hot Chili
Yeah.
Peppers. We'd just sit in
Nice.
our room and just blare it. Like we used to get in trouble all the time because we were playing music too loud.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, just him in general, being able to write a song with him, and I mean we wrote a bunch of like funny, silly songs. We've covered like Katy Perry songs on random
Nice.
Wednesdays at 1 a.m. just because we were bored. Like
Yep.
we've done a lot of silly stuff, but we kind of wrote something pretty personal to both of us, and it was nice. I put it on my debut album, and I
Nice.
got that out there with him, and it's one of my proudest moments for sure. Just because I mean he's the reason I love music, and being able to sit there, write a full song with him, record it, and sit back and be like this is good. Like it's good enough to release. It's just I mean it made me so happy. It was great.
That's awesome.
And so with your brother, are you the older, younger?
I'm the youngest. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Nice. I share that. I got an older brother. Him and I sometimes make music. We've never released anything, but it's a newer process for him and I getting into it because we lived our whole life. He wasn't much of a music guy, and then we grew up, got older, and then he started getting into music. So we've dabbled here and there.
Yeah.
So I understand the proudest moment making something with
Yeah.
sibling.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
that is awesome.
Yes.
And then looking forward, where would you say, no restrictions on this question at all, where would your dream performance be? City, state, venue, and who's on the lineup?
I mean, I'm a big Yankees fan,
Heck yeah.
so I'd love to perform at the Bronx, Yankee Stadium. I've never been to the Bronx, so I mean that'd be a sick first time to go to the Bronx,
Nice.
perform.
Would.
Um, I mean I've watched baseball my whole life too, so little performance mid game that'd be sick.
That'd be awesome.
I'd say I'd open. Um, and then we'd have Dominic Fike come up after me. I love Dominic Fike, and then Graham. He's a smaller artist. I actually got to meet him, which was super cool. It actually kind of prompted some of my songs and stuff like that. I try to base some music around him, so I'd love for him to be there. Chance the Rapper. He's probably my favorite rapper of all time. And then closing it out, I'd go Olivia Dean. Um,
Nice.
probably probably my most listened to artist for like 3 straight years.
Nice.
So
Nice.
nice. That is really cool. Well, I think those are all the questions we have for you today. Is there anything else you'd want to add?
I do. I'm working on a new song, and I'm working right now with some of my guys to maybe get out a second album within the next 3 or 4 months.
Oh,
Um, so we're working on that. I got like 4 songs finished up already, so probably like 4 or 5 more. But I definitely like to get that out there here pretty soon. And I just teased one of the songs that's gonna be on it on TikTok, and I'm posting it on Instagram later. So definitely look out for that.
we will be looking out for that for sure.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, good to know. Well, thank you so much for interviewing with us. It's been a pleasure to have you.
Thank
And
you
we
guys.
can't wait to be looking more for your music in the future, and we can't wait to just keep on listening.
Yes.
Your eyes fading like the sun in late October.